Hey everybody, this is Jansen. I know there was a bunch of people worried about me at the beginning of the year. I kind of put up some old videos and some old stuff. Don't worry everybody, I'm alive and kicking and I'm just as motivated as ever. I just had to get past the first couple days of January and pretty much had to meditate and think about where I wanted to go with 2019, which by the way, I already told everybody I was going into 2019 kicking and screaming, and I did. And to me, it's not about anything negative anybody does or what I do or anything else. It's about who we are, what we represent, and how I can get a better message off to people that can resonate with each person. I know that a lot of times the way I like to do things on my Facebook and my YouTube posts and everything like that is I don't have a platform. And the reason why I don't have a platform is I don't think a platform resonates with my friends. I think being truthful, honest, outgoing, and just being there for them and just waiting on it. Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi kicked off. I turned it off and put it on cell signal. The reason why I just want to touch base with everybody, let everybody know that you matter and you're important. Now that's going to be a basic theme for 2019. And I want you to know that no matter what happens, you are important. We all make mistakes. Heck, I made a mistake the other day. I put some bulk stuff on YouTube, and I put some very earlier on childhood pictures, which I forgot to look, and I pushed send. I took them off. Nothing bad in my book, but on the other hand, since there's a bunch of idiots out there, and perverts and weirdos, I don't... I'm going slow. I still got a minute or two. Okay, so we're going to go live, and you can all say hi to my friends here. Say hi. So we're going in here into my favorite store because I like to come in here because I like the bug to help in here. And since everybody thought this is kind of my everyday ritual is go in here, say hi to Stephanie, say hi to Emily, say hi to the person that cracks me up, that freaking cracks me up wherever she went. But I come in here once a night because they are like family to me. I love them to death. And guess what? They matter and they mean the world to me and they know it. So they all think I'm going to die one of these days. Hey, Sherry Ann. Hey, usually the person that says hi to me is Stephanie, but she's actually in here right now. So, Stephanie, you got to say hi to me since I'm actually... Oh, and that's the crazy little chick that, you know, crazy little... Look, she's got a boot on her leg. I bet you she'd try to put a boot up somebody's butt and... They tried it. I got to give them a hard time. I need to get a little snacks from my dad here. I like to get snacks from my dad, but I want something different. Anybody ever going to the store? Anyway, as I was saying before, I was trying to take this in there because my Wi-Fi wasn't working. In 2019, what we're going to do is we're going to do more of nothing, meaning we're going to let you know you matter. We're going to let you know you mean the world. But we're also going to make sure that we accomplish the things that we say we're going to accomplish, and we're going to go about the things we say we're going to go about. There you go. That's all I need. Okay, sorry about that. My phone started ringing, and all of a sudden it went off. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot more of everyday things. So you can see we all do everyday items. We all do everyday. The people we know are everyday people that are awesome. They matter. They mean the world. And I'm going to do interviews with my friends and family so that you can see each person that's made a difference in my life. One of the people I think I should do an interview with is Anthony. I think I should do a thing with Anthony. I think that'd be awesome, don't you? So they all think Anthony's somebody I should do one with because Anthony is just probably one of the nicest. We're going to get Stephanie in one of these days. Look, she put red in her hair because she's like...
She's awesome.
I think she killed somebody. Anyway. See you guys. Thank you. Anyway, the whole idea is to teach everybody that we talk to, no matter where they're at in life, they matter, they're awesome, I just can't figure out how to explain it to people on getting out the everyday thing that people matter and that they're important. See, the whole idea is we have to be like the Bible says. You guys, and this has been a big one, and whether you guys know it or not, the whole idea is the Good Samaritan, okay? There's a story of the Good Samaritan in the Bible, but I think it adjusts to everybody else. And I kind of brought it up with my priest the other day and a couple of my friends and stuff. And it has nothing to do with religion, but has to do with what we're expecting all the time. And when it came to my friend, who, you know, I think a lot of us are still dealing with the way we handle it and the way we deal with it on suicides and deaths and stuff like that. But I think the way he went about his life is he neither believed in God nor he didn't believe in God. He was more as agnostic. And that's one of the things I got to think about on how do I be a leader, you know, yet never tell anybody how to do something. But if I lead and I do it, you know, you can do it my way or you can do whatever way you want without anybody ever thinking I'm judging them for who they are, what they're about. Okay? At no time should we ever judge anybody. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. My God, we come from different parts of the world, you know? We have different languages. We have different religions, creeds, sects, races, you know, stuff like that. And one of the things that I can't help but get across to people is everybody matters. And so many people, they become bullies without meaning to become a bully. And one of the last things I want to be when I'm trying to emphasize, you know, the importance of being kind to each other is to be a bully. But on the other hand, I'm also not one of these people that is weak when I need to be strong. You know, there are bad and there are people that do bad things and they should not be doing bad things. But doing something bad and messing up are two different things, okay? So I have friends that are straight. I have friends that are gay. I got friends that are Muslim. I have friends that are Christian. I got friends that are Baptist, Buddhist. I got friends that are Hindu. And you know what? They're all great. I got friends that are agnostic. I got friends that are atheist. And the latest friend that I had, who now he's going to watch over me, I guess, is he would be more agnostic. And that's where the Good Samaritan comes up. And how the Good Samaritan, how I like to tell the story of the Good Samaritan is, you know, one day, a person in the village who his idol, the person that he most wanted to see in the entire world, he had a visitor at his door first thing the day before and said, "Hey, the king's going to come see you." And he's like, "Oh, heck yeah, the king's going to come see me." To him, the king is the idol. Okay, you can think of it as Elvis, you can think of it as God, you can think of it as Jesus, you can think of it as Jehovah, you can think of it as whoever you want to think of it as. But to him, they were coming to see him. And so in my head, this is who my friend is. Whether he had a religion or not, which he didn't, but he was still a great person. So to him, the king was coming to see him. And so basically, he had a prep. So he got the wood for the fire. He got the roasted beast ready to go. He made cookies and candies. You know, he got the potatoes and the carrots and the corn. You know, he put out the best books that he wanted to read, his favorite books, because he thought, oh, they're going to love this. Okay? And the whole time, he was telling everybody, they're coming to see me, they're coming to see me, they're coming to see me. And he's all excited. Well, anyway, the first thing that happens is the very next day when the king's coming to see him. And my buddy's there getting everything ready. And the first thing that happens is, first thing in the morning, there's a knock at the door. And the thing about it is, the knock at the door wasn't from just anybody. It was from the town beggar. Okay, the town beggar, they knew he didn't have anything. You know, he's always asking people for money. He always wants to go out and get that bottle of beer or that drink, you know. But he doesn't have anything, doesn't have anybody. He's alone. But to him, he's the town beggar. So as the town beggar, he basically knocks at the door and says, "Hey, I know you said the king's coming, but you got some money I can have? Hey, you got something?" He goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Look, if you promise me you won't drink," because he thought about his bad habits. He said, "If you promise me you won't drink, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a few dollars, okay? I'll give you what I got in my pockets. Would that be okay with you?" He's like, "I tell you what, come in here." He goes, "What?" I was like, "Look, will you drink some, I got some eggnog over here without alcohol in it. I got some apple juice. Hey, I got some sweets. I tell you, right? Why don't you eat some eggnog?" He goes, "Now just please don't come by here again. Look, you're okay tonight, right? You got money? Here's a few dollars for a hotel room. Now go on, go. He goes, "Oh, thank you. You did me a big favor." "That's okay. Just go. I got to get ready because I'm getting visited." It's like, "Oh, I heard that. I better get going. I heard you got the king." He goes, Yeah. So later on in the day, you know, the day's going on and everything else. All of a sudden, say around, I don't know, mid-lunchtime, a little bit of that, say about 3 o'clock or whatever, okay? This man comes up to the door, and there was a fire at his house, and he just He was hungry. He didn't have any clothes on. He was wet because, remember, it's nasty outside. It's cold outside. Okay. He's looking around. He's like, man, the king's not here yet. Man, I'm getting closer. Come in. Here, I got some clothes. Let me run them to my room. Here, take my clothes. I will just take mine. You can have mine. Put these warm clothes on. Here's some tokens. Go down to the laundromat. Have your clothes washed. Just keep mine. You're fine. You're good. Warm yourself in front of the fire. Here, let me get you some soup. Here, let me get you a little bit of candy. Are you warm? No, you're not warm yet. Here, look. I know I've got a big deal, but there's plenty for everybody to have. Here, just take this. And the guy's like, okay, great. He goes, I really appreciate it. You don't have to do this for me. He goes, look, just sit down there and get warm, okay? He goes, just as somebody arrives, just you got to get warm. And he goes, I apologize. He goes, I got somebody. Oh, yeah, I heard about the person coming for you. He goes, you don't have to do this. He goes, no, I do have to do this for you. He goes, because it's who I am. He goes, it's stressing me out, but guess what? This is more important. Fine. Are you warm now? The guy's like, look, I really appreciate it. Is there anything? He's like, you don't have it. Just go and consider it a gift. And the guy's like, all humble. He's like, oh man, the king's gonna love you when he gets here. Wee hours of the night come on. My buddy's at home. He's sitting in there. He's got his Marine Corps outfit on. He's got his dress blues. He's gonna show the king. He's like, look at this. I'm a Marine. I'm badass. You know, I'm the king of the. Hey, but I got to show the king. I'm gonna show my favorite author. I'm gonna show my favorite person. They're coming to see me, and but they're not here yet. All of a sudden, there's a knock at the door. A young woman comes up to the door and says, look, I know that I'm putting you out, and I know, but me and the kids, we got nothing, and they haven't eaten in a day, and they're cold and hungry, and I just saw that your light was the only light on in the town, and I was hoping that maybe you could help us out. So my friend's looking around. There's no sign of anybody coming. He goes, come on in. He goes, look, I got this big meal prepared, but obviously no one's coming right now. Think somebody got lost. Sit down at the table, eat. He goes, if they come, I'll give them what I got, but you and the kids eat. Look, I got some sweets for the kids. And so as they're eating, he goes upstairs and he gets the sleeping bags and he gets some toys for the kids and says, here, go by the fire. And he goes, I want you guys to get a good night's sleep. He goes, just sleep. If they come, we'll worry about that when it comes. And she goes, why are you so upset? He goes, well, I was expecting the king to come today. I was expecting my hero to come. They were going to show up. And I was told yesterday by some stranger they were going to come today. And she goes, if this means anything, you've done more for us than anybody around. And you have so much on your plate. He's like, it's okay. Just know that, you guys matter. And she goes, well, thank you. The next day, he woke up really early just in case with a knock at the door and realized the woman's gone. The children are gone. The fire is dimly put out. He goes and starts it, answers the door, and it was the stranger. And he's upset now. He's extremely upset. He goes, you told me he was coming yesterday. What happened? He goes, I just want you to know something. He goes, he came 3 times. He came in the form of a beggar, and you gave him what you had. He came in form of a man that needed to be clothed, and you gave him what you wore. He came in the form of somebody that had nothing, and you gave them everything that you had, including the warmth of your home and the food off your table when it was. He goes, he came 3 times. And then he goes, you are blessed. I think what a lot of us don't realize is people in our lives that are empty, that have nothing. Sometimes they give so much and they didn't ask anything. They're looking for something. And yes, it's a story of the Good Samaritan that's in the Bible or anything else, but I think we can learn a lot from it. Just because we're excited about a concert or excited about going somewhere doesn't mean we have to always turn our back on people. It doesn't mean we have to be rude for people. I know people in this town, they might have some mental deficiencies, but they're always looking for a hug. And, people give it to them. There were people that there was a guy named Houdini, and I probably wasn't the nicest to him. I don't ever know what happened to him. I think he passed on. He'd show up at bars faster than everybody else. But you want to know something? He never caused a problem. He just wanted to be around people that cared about him. And I see so many people out there every day, they just want to be around people that they matter to. Hence the reason why I always say go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Yes, I got that from my mentor, Brian Carruthers. Yes, I got it from my mentor, Richard Ellerman. But it makes a lot of sense. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And if you feel like you're only tolerated, be nice to people and keep moving on. You know, people are going to appreciate who you are. But sometimes we cannot forget how important we are. And that the very things we're doing are the very things we need to do. It's just we can't always help everybody. My friend who killed himself felt empty inside and felt nobody cared. He felt at 68 years old, he was done with life. But the truth of the matter is, everywhere he went, he helped somebody. Everywhere he went, he gave his money, he gave his clothes, he gave his time, he gave of himself. That's not religious. That's a good person. He always was looking so he wouldn't be empty on the inside. So because he was empty, that means everybody else around him, he would never allow them to be empty. And to me, that is the most humbling thing a person can ever do. Remember the people around you every day. Remember that the very person that may be asking you for help is the very person that can save you. Sometimes that's all we need to know in life. And sometimes we need to know we're important. And sometimes we need to know we matter. And I'm going to go into 2019 bigger than before, better than before. I am going to push harder to help more people. And if people want to feel better by saying things or whatever, let them. I forgive them. I forgive you now for saying it. I forgive you now. You know why? Because obviously you needed it more than I did. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. You know, I have to answer to a higher calling just like each and every one of us. How that calling is or who that calling is up to each individual person. I know my friends have different religions, different viewpoints. Some are gay, some are straight, some are Muslim, some are Hindu, some are Buddhist, some of them are Jehovah's Witness, some are Fifth-day Advocate, some are Catholic, some are Christian, some are Baptist, some, you know, they're Lutheran, Methodist, you know, some are atheists, some are agnostic. That doesn't mean I have to, you know, just because I do not have an agreement with a certain way doesn't mean I don't love them or care for them any less. It doesn't mean I cannot accept for who they are. It only means we need to be more tolerant. I'm watching the world that is beautiful today. And it's not the glass half empty or half full. The world is beautiful today. We have less violence than ever before. But the people that make money want to convince us otherwise. I watch the media making money off of slang and slander, and they have to put out more and more of it because they're not making as much off it anymore, because the world's actually a pretty good place. People are actually respecting one another a lot more. Is it perfect? No. Is there still murder and chaos? There always will be. But what happens with our actions that are right in front of us today are what's important. And I hope to be able to push on that a little bit more, share some of my experience, share some friends' experience, interview some really great people. But most of all, make sure that each and every one of you know that you matter. And your story is just as important as everybody else's, that you are as important as everybody else. And if you're empty on the inside, go do a simple thing as get a recliner. Go sit down on the couch and count your blessings. If you make a stupid decision, there will be a stupid answer. My friend made a stupid answer. I love him to death, but it's not the way to do it. Because we couldn't help him. And if you don't ask for help, there's no way to get you help. If you do not show that you want any kind of help or need anything, there's no way to know it. And for us to sit around and thinking every day that there is a way, there's not. So anybody out there that's going to regret what goes on, think of the Good Samaritan. My friend was a Good Samaritan. He gave and gave and gave. Even the ones he didn't like, he gave. But remember this, we don't know. God blesses each and every one of us. But we cannot take someone else's life in our hands. God gives us the path to get things done. But it's not my job, nor is it my responsibility to try to save every person in this world. God tells us to be better men. You know, be leaders of men. Be shepherds. If somebody gets away from a flock, go grab them. If you can't catch them, that's not your responsibility. But doing the best you can, that's what God tells us to do every day. That's the leadership I want to bestow on others, is do the best you can. And when something happens, understand this. If you know you did the best you could with everything you got, and you pushed, and you knew that it wasn't just a story, but it was basically telling you how to do things, then you did it right. If you knew that in life it takes work and dedication, then you did it right. If you think sitting on a couch, being lazy, and think Uncle Sam's going to pay for everything, and you can get rid of God and everybody else in your life, then you're wrong. Life's not simple. It's not easy. It's not going to be. But when there's good Samaritans out there that neither believe nor disbelieve out there, and they're empty on the inside, our kindness can bring them towards a better light. The whole point of this is be kind to those people around you. Work is going to be part of everything we do in life. Hard work. Hard work. Get your hands dirty. Get calluses on your hands if you have to. Laziness is not, I'm sorry, but at no time was I created for laziness. Each one of us has a purpose. Just because you don't know what that purpose is, doesn't mean you don't have one, and it doesn't mean you're not required to find out. You may go your whole life not knowing your purpose, but if you live your life a good life, I promise you this, your life will be well worth lived. You will be rewarded, but there is nothing in life for free, and we must work every day. Not just work physically, but work to let other people know they matter. Work to let other people know that they're welcome into our community, welcome into the folds of our lives. Welcome, that who they are doesn't matter, but as long as they feel welcome, as long as they are greeted with a handshake, a hug, and a hot meal, they will always be welcome. My grandmother taught me, no matter what, people will always leave this house taking something with them, whether it's a piece of candy, a banana, which was a big deal in my family, a hug, a prayer, whatever. No matter, even if they're not the same religion as us, or they believe the same way. But we won't know until we try, will we? And if we do nothing at all, that's laziness on our part. We have to do something. That something may be just a kind word. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, did you read this chapter? Hey, did you read that article? Hey, did you read that part about... Hey, did you see this cute dog video? Be better tomorrow than who you are today. Be better today than who you were yesterday. That's what you got to start with. You. Because you matter. You make a difference. You, yes, you, are the keeper of your own destiny, and only you can figure out what you want in life. And if you know who to ask, you know what to ask. You know what books to read. If you know and you get a guide and you follow a leader that someday you can lead, I think you'll do pretty good. In fact, I already know you'll do good. Because life's not simple. It's not going to be. You know, we're created to help each other. No offense. That's the reason why we got 2 arms, 2 hands, 1 mouth. And one of these days I'll learn to shut mine. I promise. But until you know you matter, I'm never going to shut my mouth. So listen up. Go back and read this if you want to know about the Good Samaritan. And my buddy is a Good Samaritan. I don't care what he says. He messed up in the end, but he's still a Good Samaritan. And guess what? The more good you do, well, I'm not your judgment. I don't give you judgment. I can give you a blessing. I just can't give you a judgment. I hope every one of you have a great evening. I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. Hey, Suze, I hope you're ready for an interesting day tomorrow. And I love you. Each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you makes a difference. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the 2019. And if you ever need anything, need help, need a prayer, need a friend, don't hesitate and ask. You know what? We all need it sometimes. We all need that friend sometimes. We all need that privacy of a friend too. So don't worry. I'm never going to tell any your business on here unless you ask me to. But I will never have a script. I'm just going to say what's in my head. Because each and every one of you are worth what's in my head. Because you're not a script, I'm not a script. And you know what? God made each one of us unique and beautiful. And that includes you. All right, everybody. I'll talk at you later. God bless. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye now.